This is Monkey World in Dorset, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. Today on Monkey Life, pregnant Piquita looks fit to burst.
And Piquita's kept us guessing, and she's currently 1 week later than we thought she'd be, and she's huge.
Capuchin Sean is keen to prove that nobody can groom like he can. And life hangs in the balance for ruffed lemur Blue.
Well, she's actually panting, isn't she? Is she still breathing? I don't think so.
Monkey World is home to over 250 apes and monkeys, large and small. And tucked away in a corner of the park is the Malagasy enclosure. It's home to some of the smaller primates, 14 ringtail lemurs and one hybrid ruffed lemur called Blue. This morning, keeper Toby has isolated Blue from the rest of the group, as he needs to check up on her. She's been injured by some of the younger ringtails.
There you go.
Blue's in the shed.
OK.
And it's Toby's job to get her out, which isn't as easy as it sounds.
OK, Blue, it's OK. OK.
Are you all right in there, Toby?
OK, I'm just trying to lure her out so I can get hold of her. Do this the easy or the hard way?
Is she giving you problems?
Blue is 23, which makes her an old lady. She likes a quiet life, and while she usually gets on fine with the ringtails, occasionally some of the youngsters like to liven up their day by teasing her. But today they went a bit too far, and now Blue needs medical attention.
OK, she's in.
OK.
She's got a cut above her right eye. She's also got a nasty cut on her inner thigh. She's very, very stiff and slow as well. So we'll take her up to Femke now to get her checked out.
Finally, Blue can be taken to the park's on-site hospital.
Hello.
Hello.
So there's Blue. What happened?
She's had a fight with one of the boys, and so she's got these wounds on her head and her inner thigh.
There are always risks when an animal is anaesthetised, and especially with elderly animals, so park vet Femke takes every precaution.
Yeah, I can see there's quite a big cut on her head, but it doesn't seem to go too far down, so I'm happy about that, but we'll have a better look when she's properly asleep.
Lemurs may look cute and cuddly, but they have sharp nails and long teeth. And on closer inspection, Femke can see that Blue's injuries to her inner thigh are nasty bite wounds.
She's got two very bad injuries on the inside of her right thigh. It's like two canines that slashed through. The wounds are not too deep, actually. I mean, the muscle is showing, but it hasn't been lacerated, so I'm happy about that.
But before Femke can even start to fix Blue's injuries, something goes seriously wrong.
Is she still breathing? I don't think so. Okay, switch off the isoflurane.
Blue has stopped breathing. Femke needs to act quickly, or Blue could die. Blue is immediately put onto an artificial respirator. This will get vital oxygen into her system.
How many?
Just 2 drops.
Blue is also given medication to help restart her breathing.
Could you give her a breath every so many seconds? Still going, your heart? Yeah.
And an injection is administered to begin reversing the anaesthetic.
The color's still fine.
Blue is stabilised, but still not breathing on her own.
Blue, it's time to start breathing again.
Come on, Blue.
The team can only wait and hope.
Is she starting? Yeah, she's breathing.
Good girl.
There we go. That wasn't very nice.
Well done, Winnie.
To everyone's relief, Blue is breathing again. But now Femke has to decide whether it's safe for the operation to continue.
Really? Blue's 23 years old, which is quite old for a lemur, so yeah, they are more at risk for anesthesia.
But later, Blue stops breathing again. Will the team be able to revive her for a second time?
Was she? Oh, we're gonna call it a day.
And the park's baby golden-cheeked gibbon is flourishing.
Baby is as healthy as they come, to be honest with you. Everybody's overjoyed. She's got a little set of lungs on her. She's a squeaky wee thing. She's certainly not going to be the quiet type.
Another group of small monkeys living at the park are the Capuchins, and each of them seems to have a different and distinctive hairstyle. And there has to be somebody to keep those hairstyles up to scratch. Luckily, the male Capuchins have 9-year-old Sean, who just can't seem to stop grooming. It's usually the monkey being groomed that gets the most enjoyment. But Sean seems to be at his happiest when he's indulging others. Or if everyone else is busy, indulging himself. Sean is one of the 88 Chilean Capuchins who arrived 9 months ago. They've settled down to life at the park very well, and the primate care staff are starting to see lots of natural Capuchin behaviour, including plenty of play. Capuchins have bundles of energy and love wrestling and clambering about. And in the wild, when they aren't at play, Capuchins keep up their relationships with the other monkeys in their troop by grooming. It's the perfect way of keeping clean, tidy, making friends, and if you fall out, making up. Here at the park, it's amazing to see these Capuchins behaving like wild Capuchins and finding out what monkey life is all about. And with Sean around, whatever they do, they're all going to be a whole lot cleaner. Back in the park's hospital, the team are still working on Blue, the injured lemur. Thankfully, she's now breathing by herself. Vet Femke has decided to bring Blue around from the anaesthetic and let her injuries heal naturally.
We'll clean the wound as good as possible and give her some antibiotics and anti-inflammatories because I want to keep it short, the anesthesia, because of, well, she stopped breathing. I didn't really like that, obviously. But she seems to be fine again. And the wounds are not that bad. They will heal by themselves without stitching as well.
But before Femke can go any further, there's another emergency.
She's still breathing.
Blue has stopped breathing again. Once again, the team must act very quickly.
Toby, could you do the same again? No, the end is there. And then hold this.
Anaesthetics are dangerous, and this is why the park tries to avoid them. But when an animal is hurt, it's sometimes necessary to determine the extent of the injury.
Oh, our nose has just started to go again. Yeah.
To everyone's relief, Blue is breathing again.
There we go.
Yeah, she's breathing really good.
But the danger isn't over yet. Femke now needs to bring Blue around from the sedation as quickly and safely as possible.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna abort this procedure because she just keeps stopping breathing and that's not really good. So I've reversed the anesthetic. Now we're just giving her oxygen and waiting for her to be awake again.
Her little tongue's going.
Box ready.
Yeah. Hello, Blue. Are you awake now?
Quite awake now.
Hello, sweetheart.
Okay.
You must be feeling rough. Yeah, you can put her back.
Blue is safely back in her travel box, and although it'll take her injuries longer to heal naturally, Femke is sure that this is the best option for Blue.
We just let Blue recover now, and we'll have to keep her on antibiotics a long time because the wound is quite big. It will have to heal, like it's called secondary healing. She'll be fine. We'll just keep her on meds a long time, but preferably not anesthetize her again. she's too old and she doesn't want to be anesthetized anymore. Better to keep her alive and let the wound heal a bit more slowly than that she dies on the table. That would be a disaster. So yeah, I'm happy she's awake again.
Toby has helped care for Blue for 3 years, so this ordeal has been very stressful for him. Now he's keen to give her some much-needed TLC.
Yeah, Blue's had quite a rough day really today. We think she's had enough now, so we can take her back up to Malagasy. We'll put her back in her warm shed with some nice blankets, let her recover in there, and then we'll sort of let her back out in Malagasy and see how she gets on. We'll just give her some time to recover really and get her bearings again.
At Monkey World with the woolly monkeys, new mum-to-be Piquita
Good girl. Here we go.
looks fit to burst.
Good girl. She's huge. And unfortunately, because the weather's so hot, she's very uncomfortable and she walks around extremely slowly and very, very grumpily. And we're hoping that she'll give birth any day now because, frankly, we just need her to cheer up.
A woolly monkey's pregnancy is around 7 months long.
It's a clicker, you can't...
But for Piquita, this milestone has come and gone.
Belly, look how big it is.
The team aren't sure if she's overdue or if they've got her due date wrong.
The problem we have is that we can only predict when they're going to give birth by if we see them mating. And we've only seen Piquita being mated 3 times, so they're the only dates we have to work out her due date from. But obviously, we've worked it out wrong, and Piquita's kept us guessing, and she's currently 1 week later than we thought she'd be.
So far, 8-year-old Piquita has had a very healthy pregnancy, so the team aren't that concerned. But Holly does like to check Piquita's tummy, just to make sure the baby's healthy too. And this isn't as easy as it sounds.
Hand. At the moment, we're trying to teach Piquita to bring her baby bump nearer to us so that we can feel it. You can see she's very keen to receive rewards for her training, that kind of thing. She loves her food, which is quite apparent. And all we do is, she already knows how to give us her hands when we ask. So we ask her for her 2 hands up high, and that leaves her belly revealed so that we can ask her for that. So, Piquita, hand. Are you going to rob me, are you? OK. Piquita, hand. Good gal. Hand. We're all joining in. Good gal. Stomach. Good gal. And this sort of gets her familiar with us touching her stomach, and even now I can feel that on the left-hand side of her stomach there's a big lump, which is, it's a fair bet it's the head of the baby. The baby moves all the time, so some days when we examine her, we can feel all what we assume are elbows and knees, lots of little knobbly bits, and then later on in the day, we'll examine her and there'll be a very big lump, which we can presume is either a head or a pelvis. And then one day when we were examining her, we actually felt the baby move past our hands, so we're all quite confident that it's OK. I'm not worried that she's overdue. I think because Piquita's quite a curvy lady anyway, we may have thought she's further along than she is. But at the moment, she's perfectly healthy. She doesn't seem stressed. She just seems very, very heavy.
So, for Piquita's sake, everybody hopes that she gives birth soon.
There we go. Good girl.
Later, the baby golden-cheeked gibbon finally gets a name.
In Vietnamese, it means gold or golden, which is just, it had to be.
Across the park in Hananya's chimp group, newcomers Ben and Pip are outside exploring their enclosure. They're growing in confidence, but prefer sticking close together. A few days ago, Ben and Pip met alpha male Hananya for the 2nd time. And unfortunately, things didn't go well for Ben. Because of this, the team have split the group. And today, it's the turn of Ben and Pip's troop to go outside and enjoy the sunshine. And it seems everyone is interested in the youngsters. Arthur is very fond of Ben, and his grooming is going to be a very important part of Ben's integration. These grooming sessions can last for hours. But Ben and Pip aren't yet confident enough to stay still for that long. Next up, it's Simon. He's in the mood for some fun. Simon's a very playful chimp, and he really wants Ben and Pip to join in. But Ben's not convinced. Although he gets on with Simon, the 14-year-old is very exuberant, and Ben's not yet self-assured enough to completely relax around him and the rest of the boys. But it's a different story when it comes to the girls. Ben is totally happy and relaxed in their company. This is a good sign for the team, because although an alpha male governs the group, it's really the females who rule the roost and keep the peace. So Ben's friendship with the girls could really stand him in good stead when it comes to the next meeting with alpha male Hananya. Or make Hananya jealous. Over with the golden cheek gibbons, new parents Zoe and Jake are doing a great job with their 7-week-old baby.
Baby is as healthy as they come, to be honest with you. Everybody's overjoyed, doing really well, thriving, suckling well, even at this stage, at just under 2 months of age. Hands coming out and looking and discovering leaf and other food items that Mum's having, which is great. Mum's doing much better now. She wasn't the most natural mother in the world, it has to be said, but she's much, much more happy with the baby clinging on, baby moving around, but still holding on, and Dad is actually now to actually come and play with the baby now too, which is lovely.
It's very difficult to tell if a baby gibbon is male or female, but the primate care staff have taken a chance and named the infant. This is Kim.
We decided to call Zoe's baby Kim for several reasons. First, we can pronounce it properly, we can spell it easily, but also in Vietnamese it means gold or golden, which is just, it had to be. It also, if we have got it horribly wrong and it's not a girl, but we're sure it is, 85% sure it's a female. If we've got it wrong, that could sit quite nicely for a boy as well. So unisex names are always a good idea with us at the Gibbons.
Monkey World is part of the International Endangered Species Breeding Programme, and Kim is the second baby golden cheek gibbon to be born here. The park hopes that this new addition won't be the last.
Jake is now around 9 years of age. Zoe, we're never 100% sure, as she was a rescued animal. We don't have a birth date, but we think she's probably around 12 to 13 years of age now, maybe a little bit more. So she's a slightly mature mother, shall we say. But it doesn't mean that she's never going to have another infant. She should now pop them out quite regularly, actually. Around every 15 months to 2 years, she should actually then be able to have another infant. But yes, a perfect family unit. An infant to care for and look after. And you've got a very happy gibbon keeper too. So that's everybody sorted.
Over at the Malagasy enclosure, ruffed lemur Blue is recovering well from her earlier ordeal. She needed medical attention following a fight with the ringtails. But before Blue could be patched up, she reacted badly to the anaesthetic and stopped breathing on the operating table. To avoid the risk of this happening again, Femke decided to bring Blue around from the sedation and let her wounds heal naturally.
Come on, Blue.
Toby's kept a close eye on Blue, and now he needs to give her medication.
She's amazed us, really. If you didn't know, you probably wouldn't be able to tell that she had sort of injuries on her legs. She's moving around freely in the trees. She's already sort of seen the ringtails off from out of her enclosure and sort of just generally acting like Blue up here, really.
It's important that Blue takes her medication, as it'll prevent infection and reduce any pain she may have.
Come on, Blue.
But Blue isn't keen. So Toby needs a sneaky plan.
Lemurs in the past have been fairly fussy when it comes to their medication. Whether it's to do with their strong sense of smell, they seem to be able to sniff it out and spit the food out just when you think they're about to eat it. So we have to be quite sort of cunning with what we hide their medicine in. This is the painkiller. It's in tablet form, so we have to crush it up and then hide it in a substance so that she will hopefully eat it.
Luckily, Toby's choice of raspberry jam is fooling Blue.
Yeah. No, she's taken that really, really well. It's gone any better. We just hope that she keeps her taste for jam, really.
Toby will continue to give Blue medication on a daily basis for 3 weeks, and hopefully she'll soon make a full recovery. Next time. The park grows stinky herbs to bring out the capuchin's natural behaviour, and it certainly does the trick. The woolly monkeys enjoy insects, but Paulo isn't quite brave enough to join in. And Ben has his third meeting with alpha male Hananya, but this time, the females strike back.
I think at the moment Hananya's realising what any middle-aged bloke knows, that women are in charge. You don't mess with the women. A bit too far and the women will kick your ass, and they have.
This is Monkey World in Dorset, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. Today on Monkey Life, there's some strange behaviour down at the Capuchin enclosure.
If you put an intelligent animal into a small, barren environment, you go a wee bit stir-crazy.
Baby woolly monkey Paulo is tempted outside by some delicious grubs. And the team have a radical plan for the third meeting between youngster Ben and alpha male Hananya.
What do you feel about just not interfering for 1 minute?
We'll try.
I mean,
yeah.
But will they hold their nerve when Hananya attacks? Monkey World's 60 chimps live in 4 social groups. Occasionally, integrating new members into one of these groups can be difficult. Over in the office, Cara, Animal Director Jeremy, and visiting primate specialists Mike and Leanne Bates are watching footage of the recent unsuccessful meetings between alpha male Hananya and youngsters Ben and Pip, to help them come up with a new plan.
It looked like Ben just started screaming like a madman.
I don't blame him.
He is really tying him up like in a ball. You know, he's like grabbing him and holding him down and thumping, and it's not kind of just like a big slap and walk away. He's...
The first time Hananya met Ben, he attacked and seriously wounded the young chimp.
I told you about playing with the big boys before. Yes, I did. I told you about playing with big boys like that.
But the team were determined not to give up. They blunted the tips of Hananya's lethal canine teeth and introduced Ben and Pip to the group's high-ranking females in the hope that they would protect the youngsters from the alpha male. But Hananya continued to attack Ben, and the introductions had to be stopped for a second time. Today, the team are planning a third meeting. And after reviewing the footage, they've come to a surprising conclusion. Hananya's attacks on Ben might not be as bad as they look.
still, it's dominance, aggression. I don't think it's a lethal attack at all. If he really wanted to hurt him, he had plenty of chances to, because he was doing a lot of pounding, holding, grabbing, not that much biting.
It may be that Hananya is simply asserting his dominance as alpha male.
As we know, he's going to pound, he's going to grab him, he's going to pull him, he's going to drag him around.
The problem is it always looks extreme.
Yeah.
In the past, fire extinguishers were used to break up the meetings. But this strategy has its own problems.
I have a little bit of doubt about the benefit of the fire extinguisher so quickly. I don't think it's a huge deterrent.
Yeah, I mean, and you can actually fuel it by joining in.
Yeah, and it hampers our vision of what's going on also.
Yeah.
And ultimately, they're going to have to work it out.
Yeah.
You know, forever on.
So Mike puts forward a radical new idea.
And what do you feel about just not interfering for 1 minute?
We'll try.
I mean, the initial contact, we'll count to 60. Yeah. Won't interfere.
Okay.
So I'll go ahead and get Hananya.
Yeah, because if we don't do it right now, we're not doing it today.
Yeah, we need to do it.
But later, will the team hold their nerve when Hananya targets Ben yet again? And will woolly monkey Paulo brave it off the fence for a creepy crawly? Across the park at the female Capuchin house, the monkeys are in a spin. And park director Alison has come to see what's happening.
Hello, Jill. Good morning. Where's Terry gone?
This strange head-turning and twisting is a result of their years spent living in small cages in a lab in Chile. Before Monkey World rescued them, many of these Capuchins had lived in solitary confinement for up to 20 years.
If you put an intelligent animal into a small, barren environment, you go a wee bit stir-crazy. So, running in a circle, I mean, they turn in a space this big. Gosh, that's the space of the cage. You see funny head-twisting thing, and that was because in the lab, when they walked to the edge of their box that's only this big, what do? Well, you have to turn around and go back the other way. So you get these really pronounced, extreme arching and head-flicking behaviors.
It may look alarming, but here at the park, there's a very simple way that care staff can help the Capuchins shed these strange behaviors.
By encouraging them to do more natural activities, all of those abnormal behaviors will just fall by the wayside because the Capuchin monkeys know in their minds and in their hearts by instinct what they need to be doing, and that's living with others of their own kind and leading natural Capuchin lives.
Although the Capuchins instinctively know what to do, for many of them, adjusting to a more natural way of life is not so easy. Their enclosures have been carefully designed to help them adapt.
You'll see that wherever there's a hose for them to walk across, there's always a second hose just a meter or so up above the other one. So if you're a bit unsure on your feet and can't negotiate walking across that hose, there's always a tail hold.
And the Capuchins are also encouraged to forage for their own food.
And already these guys are hunting. I see this morning they've been in the bushes hunting insects. All really good natural behavior that, of course, wasn't even possible in the lab.
For some, these unnatural actions are so ingrained that they'll probably never go away. But now even these individuals are happy grooming, catching insects and climbing. And the team have other ideas to encourage even more natural behaviour. It's crunch time over at Hananya's house. Ben and Pip are about to meet alpha male Hananya for the third time. If Hananya attacks Ben, as he has done in previous meetings, the staff may be forced to remove Ben from the group permanently and separate him from his best friend, Pip. Everything hangs on this meeting. And this time, in the event of an attack, the team have agreed not to intervene for at least 60 seconds. They want to see if Hananya's display of dominance will play itself out. It's a risky strategy, but it's Ben's last option. Hananya comes in typical alpha male style, making himself look big and powerful.
Good boy. He's a good boy. He's a good lad.
And he immediately targets Ben. As agreed, the team hold back. But amazingly, the females step in and attack Hananya.
That was better.
Very good.
Nobody's ever defended like that.
This contact lasted 56 seconds, just below the 60-second cut-off point. It seems that the team's new strategy is working, and the females are also doing their job of protecting Ben.
Good girl.
Was that Pip hanging on his leg?
That's never happened before.
Oh, that was kind of a neat thing to see.
Good girl. Well done. Show him.
Hananya has never been challenged before, and the experience has left him confused. And Ben is sensibly staying as far away from him as possible.
I don't think I've seen a young male as calm as what Ben is when confronted with a big male. So actually that's obviously going to help a lot. Ben is a very, very, very together little boy. And when you think about what he's been confronted with and what he's gone through, again, that's helped no end, the fact that he hasn't fallen apart.
At Monkey World in Dorset, most of the babies born here live a natural life with their mothers. But occasionally the primate care staff have to step in and bring them up until they can be reunited with others of their own kind. 6-month-old woolly monkey Paulo has just moved into Bueno's group. He was hand-reared after being rejected by his mother, but now he's been reintroduced to the woolies full-time and he's settling in really well. Except for one thing. He's a brave little monkey and he's slowly getting used to the outdoor enclosure, but he hasn't been daring enough to let go of that fence just yet. So, to tempt him down, the group have been given a tasty treat of waxworms and crickets, hidden in a rotten log pile. Food is very important to these monkeys, as they eat up to 1/3 of their body weight every day, and they really love grubs. And Paulo's tempted, clinging onto the fence with just one hand while the rest of the troop get in there and start picking off the bugs. Just to add insult to injury, the other youngster in the group, 4-month-old Inca, has hitched a ride on her mum's back straight to the creepy crawlies. And she might even be able to get one, if Mum would just keep still for a moment. Finally, Paulo's courage deserts him. He's right back on that fence and he's not getting down for anybody. To make sure he doesn't miss out, Keeper Emma gives him his share of delicious, crunchy waxworms. And once he gets a taste of them, it won't be long before he's off the fence and finding some for himself. Later, the Capuchin boys are in a frenzy over some smelly onions. And the chimp girls hit back when Hananya targets Ben once again.
He may well think twice before he does that
again. Across the park at the female Capuchin house, as part of the plan to encourage more natural behaviour, the team are busy planting some tasty herbs. In the wild, Capuchins rub strong-smelling leaves and fruits into their fur to act as insect repellent, and it's a great social activity too. Many of the Capuchins have never seen these plants before, and it's not long before their curious nature means they're checking them out.
a lot of these behaviors are just instinctual, and if you provide the rescue monkeys and apes with the correct environment and with, therefore, the correct encouragement, all of those natural behaviors will come out, even if they're animals that have been born in an unnatural environment, have been kept in unnatural circumstances, and have lived for years in that deprived environment. It's all still there. They know how to be capuchin monkeys. You just have to encourage them to do so.
And these smelly herbs seem to be doing the trick.
We're trying to let the capuchins be able to pick their own garlic, to pick their own chives, to pick their own chamomile, basil, all different sort of fragrant things, so that, you know, if that's what you want, you know, you can go over and pick a little bit of something, rub your fur, or just relax, or simply lay around in a lovely smelling, fragrant area where insects are also coming in that might be a tasty treat.
They all seem to love the herbs, and by the looks of it, the keepers will have to get growing a whole lot more. Over at the lodge, and it's the male's turn to get their own strong-smelling plants. But for them, there are no delicate herbs. They've been given something far smellier: onions. These boys love onions. Actually, they don't just love onions, they drive them completely crazy. But the tricky bit is getting the skins off first. However, they've come up with a clever solution. If you bang your onions hard enough, eventually they will crack. Now they've got the hang of it, the leader of the group, Gorillon, is dribbling with excitement about the prospect of getting into his onion. But like the herbs, onions aren't necessarily just for eating. And amazingly, these boys behave just like wild capuchins as soon as they arrived from Chile.
We were quite surprised when we made that long journey and got back here, and the first evening meal included some onions, and instantaneously several of them knew exactly what to do with the onions. Fur rubbing all over the place, which is a very natural, instinctual behavior. Basically, we're giving them the keys back to their own lives again.
So the skins are off, and the males are getting down to the serious business of rubbing onions all over themselves. This natural behaviour is a great group activity. And to make sure every single inch of fur is coated, they use every limb possible. Encouraging these instinctive behaviours should help prevent them falling back into their old habits of head twisting and pacing from their days in the lab. So, even if their enclosure ends up smelling terribly of eau d'onion, if this helps them get over their experience as lab animals and to live a more normal life, it will be worth it. Back at Hananya's, it's been half an hour since youngster Ben was attacked by the big alpha male. Ben seems unhurt, but the team are watching anxiously. Hananya is clearly getting wound up, but instead of lashing out at Ben, he displays his dominance, just as an alpha male should.
Well, it looks like it's dissipating into more of displays than actual contact.
Just a reminder. And does he think he's made his point? That's the...
Yep. Well, he may have to make his point a couple more times, but I think that just showed that he's not trying to kill him. He's just making his point, which, you know, you gotta do.
But Hananya's getting more and more agitated, and finally, he vents his frustration and makes a beeline for Ben. But this time, his behaviour is different. He drags Ben around and pounds him, but doesn't bite. It might look severe, but this is the kind of behaviour the team expect to see between an alpha male and a lower-ranking male. So everyone's hanging back, including the female chimps.
He's pounded him, but I didn't see him open his mouth at all to bite him.
But suddenly, Hananya's behaviour changes. He tries to bite Ben. And immediately, the females react. They're making it very clear to Hananya that they won't allow him to hurt Ben.
You may well think twice before he does that again.
Hananya's group has now challenged him for the second time, and he's clearly shocked by what just happened.
Ben Defence Committee is alive and well.
That was amazing. And you know, again, they were really staying back until it looked like he wanted to go after more intense after Ben.
I tell you what, as soon as he went to bite him,
that's what it looked
that
like
was
to me.
that was
They
the
jumped-
trigger.
they
That
jumped
was the
in.
trigger.
At last, a successful meeting between Hananya and Ben. And while Hananya's left nursing a bruised ego, the team are feeling confident enough to leave them together in the same room.
Tell you what we've got now, though, what we didn't have before. They liked Ben, but he was still the new kid on the block, so you're not going to put your neck on the line. Now you will. He's now a mate, and you will go over the line for him.
It was just a mob. It was a mob of girls going after him to let go of Ben.
Well, it's like you must have whispered into everyone's ear the day before to do exactly the appropriate thing, and they did it. It was, I mean, I couldn't imagine a better scenario working out than what happened.
Ben is still wary, but Hananya seems to be taking a while to recover.
So, Jeremy, is he taking a rest for round 2?
He's just trying to get both brain cells pointing in the same direction to work out what's going on. I think at the moment, Hananya's just taking it all in. He's a big boy. Nobody's ever questioned his position. Nobody's ever questioned his authority. Now somebody has for the first time. And although we're all friends again and it's okay, but he's got to get his head around that. You know, he's actually got to start abiding by rules now, which is very good. I mean, it's all part of his job. And him realising what any middle-aged bloke knows, that women are in charge. You don't mess with the women.
So Ben's future looks a little more promising now that he has girl power on his side. Next time, there's been a scuffle with the female Capuchins, and Tia has a nasty bite wound.
She's got a severe wound on her back. It's one of the worst we've had so far in the Capuchins.
Orangutan Amy is heavily pregnant and very grumpy with it. And it's time for Alison to say goodbye to Paulo, the baby woolly monkey she hand-reared.
I think this is it. I think it's time for Paulo to graduate. He's now a fully functioning member of the woolly monkey group, and our task here is done.